You're reaching way too much. Your arm should hang under your shoulder sockets. It shouldn't be out here. Most people don't reach for it that much. That most good players, you know. All right, now here's the biggest problem you face. You have all of your weight on your heels right now. Well, how do I know that? Well, I don't really know it 100%, but I can watch your swing and know your brain seeks balance. So if your weight is on your heels, your brain's going to send a signal to try to get you to be more evenly distributed during your swing. So what happens in your golf swing is you start moving this way. Whoops, let me redo that. You start moving that way. So your pelvis is going to start moving toward the ball right away. Alright, I'm going to draw a line on the shaft, and then I'm going to draw another line on top of the shoulder. Now that cone area is where I like to see the club. I don't like to see the shaft get above that line. If it does, you're in big trouble. You're going to hit a pop-up. You're coming down too steep. Alright, so everything I'm saying is being recorded. This is good so far. You haven't done anything wrong. But what has your head done right there? Watch your nose. Okay, so what you did here is your nose, I don't know why that keeps erasing that. That's really strange. Your nose is moving toward the ball. Watch. There it goes. Look at your pelvis. Okay, so you don't even know you're doing that. And you've been doing that since the day I met you. So you set up on your heels and then you fall into it. That's why everything goes over there. And then you compensate and you use your hands. Alright. So it's a balance issue. It's a proprioceptive issue. That's why I got you on those discs. So you got to work really hard on single leg rotations. Squeeze your knees together like you're going to squeeze a ball, and then you're just working on rotations. Now what that's teaching you is not only balance, but it's also teaching you the segments of your lower body. Your lower body segment is going to be very stable. Alright, now here you go. You're falling into it. Here we go. This is nice at the top. I like where the club is great. But this is no good. Now, one of two things can happen from here. You can either back up this way, or you can just stay forward, and then you get all jammed up. You know why? Because if you move this far forward, you have to bend your arms to accommodate, or you're going to hit the heel of the club. You're going to hit way off the heel. So we've got to get you to load from your toes to your heels. You have to learn that movement pattern. You got to start more on the toes, and you got to load the heels. You can't do the other. What you do is start on your heels and load your toes. That doesn't work. Nobody does that. Well, I shouldn't say nobody. There are a few guys that do it, but they're pro athletes and they can get away with it. They hit balls every single day of their life, and they've learned how to compensate for that. All right, where'd the ball go? There it goes. So you popped it up, right, to the left, which is pretty much what you're going to do with that swing. Did you see the ball? So look at your head, and look at this. So that's 4 inches. How wide is this club? About 4 inches. All those marks coming down steep. Now let's take a look at the shaft, because we really didn't even look at the shaft. All we did was look at your head. We just focused on that. So the club shaft coming in is better. That's pretty good. So I think you've improved. Everything I said sounds really negative, but your swing plane is better here. So this has got to change to be more consistent. We got to get your pelvis to stay in the same location. Okay, so Well, that's fair enough. Most people don't really know what they do. But you're not going to see any tour players. I mean, maybe the most they ever move forward is like maybe a half an inch. They just don't move forward. And watch his pelvis. It stays on that line, right? Alright. Now, how do you do that? Well, you got to train yourself, first of all, to sense and feel where your weight is. So you got to really feel like you're loading into that trail leg. It's really hard to change that with a driver in your hand right now. If I said, Bobby, I want you to just change that movement pattern, it would be really hard to do. So next question is, what are we going to do in the meantime if you can't move your... Well, first we got to test you. We got to see if you can consciously change how you move your weight. We'll just see if you can do it.